of January 2021. Welcome along to our little first live Monday night show, coming to you from Television Centre here in Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. I hope you're well. We're also on Facebook Live for a little period of time this evening. Won't be there all night long, only about like 10 minutes or so, okay? After which, do join us on YouTube. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you'll find us on the YouTube. I'm just going to put the beginning of the shows on Facebook as well, because otherwise people don't get a beep. Do you know what I mean? If they're not subscribed, they don't get a beep. I'd hate to miss anyone out here. I'd hate you to miss any of this wonderment going on. Now, if you're new to the show, a warm welcome along to you. There's various chat boxes, both on Facebook and YouTube as well. However, I don't look at those chat boxes, so if you're trying to talk to me, I won't see it. To talk to me, just use the text number at the above there. It's not a premium rate number, just a perfectly ordinary text number, 07551 259 675. Or indeed you can send an email as well. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email. Be keeping an eye on that all night long. And shortly we'll be opening a phone line as well. So if you fancy calling in tonight and having a little bit of a chat-et, then I'll be pleased to talk to you as well. I can only talk to one person at a time, okay? All the operators are off. They're all sick at the moment. They were all sneezing away, and I thought, I don't want to get anything off you lot, dear. Got banks of operators, every single one of them was off. So it's only me answering the telephones this evening, and my crew in. Hello, crew. Listen, you can hear them all clapping. Hello, everyone, all my television crew around me. All right, my loves. Got a few texts in already, actually. 07551 259 675 is the text number. Lee Toby there. Hello, Lee. Diane Jeb and Shania is in the house. Oh, Shania. Well, I hope I have your full attention tonight, Shania, because according to a certain daddy, this was not happening. Now, I have to tell you, gang, Shania and her dad do an afternoon of wonderment on Vectis Radio on... I always get this wrong. It's either Saturday or Sunday afternoons. Vectis Radio, that is a station on the Isle of Wight. You can also get it online, so you can listen to wherever you are in the world, like most radio stations these days, of course. And Shania goes in there with her dad and does a little bit of radio presenting, you know, that sort of thing. A little bit of producing there. Except it doesn't look, from the last show she did, which was either Saturday or Sunday, doesn't look she was paying much attention, to be honest. Fortunately, photographic evidence was taken of this. Oh, that's the wrong one, isn't it, dear? 1 minute. There it is. Hang on. There it is. 1 second. There you go. Look. She's not taking a blind bit of notice of her father. How rude is that? Shania, also, if you didn't know already, is head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. And I just hope, I kind of hope that when she's on the altar serving the priest, doing the water and the wine, holding the little towel, perhaps swinging that thing backwards and forwards. Do you ever do that, Shania? What's it called? Is it the thurible? I can't remember what that's called now. Gosh, you know, the thing and swinging it back and forth. I used to do with that on a microphone at karaoke. She swings that back and forth. Do you ever do it and you think to yourself, how high can I get this before all the stuff falls out? Do you ever do that? Do you? But, well, as I say, I hope she takes more notice than she was doing on her radio show the other day. Poor father is clearly doing all the work. Look, I mean, it's like she don't even want to be there. Don't even want to be there, do you, my love? Rude. Glad you're not working for me, my love. Rude, that's what it is. Hi to John Parrish texting in tonight. Good evening, John. Steph Diamond. Morning, Steph. Prizes have gone in the post this morning. I'm pleased to tell you. Oh, yes, indeed. We don't hang around, my darlings. I went on a lovely walk today. It's warmed up a little bit, certainly down here in Bracknell in Berkshire. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it has warmed up a little bit here. I went on a 15,000 step walk today. Just about 5 miles it was into town and back again with my little carrier bag of envelopes and parcels and things like that, and everything went in the post, okay. Also, while I was there, I was a bit naughty. I do have my mask. I was a bit naughty. I thought I'll get a few little items of shopping while I'm here. So I popped into Marks and Spencer's. And I can't remember. I think I might have told you Saturday that I went there last week as well. Marks and Spencer's on the Marks and Spencer's on the Thursday, and I got myself some blueberry hot cross buns. And oh my God, don't toast them. And my mate likes toasting hot cross buns. That's not for me. I like them to be soft inside. We do like a bit of a soft inside, don't we? Do you know what I mean, fellas? We like it soft inside, don't we? You don't want it hard and all sort of leathery. Oh, dear me. Nice and pink and soft inside. Or in the case of hot cross buns, of course, white, with little black things. Incidentally, a lot of people don't know this, but the black things inside hot cross buns are actually dead flies. Did you know that? They actually, obviously being the Marks and Spencer's one, they are high quality flies. Not the sort of thing that probably most, let's have a look up and down the list there. Yeah, I mean, none of you lot would have high quality flies in your house. I have high quality flies here. Oh yes. When they come in the kitchen, right, to fly around, they actually stop at the door, the flies that come into this house, and ask and wait to be invited in. That's the sort of flies that I have here. Well, we all have that in Berkshire, except for the house up the road, you know, where they have the drugs garage. There's a drugs garage up the road. Whenever you go past it, this stench of that vile-smelling marijuana stuff comes out. Oh, it's vile. Apart from that house, no one else here has low-quality flies flying in their house. And that's what you get in hot cross buns. Except last week I bought blueberry hot cross buns and I put them in the oven. I closed the door, come up here, done some work, went back downstairs, opened the door, and the smell that came out of that oven was something to behold. It really was. It was better than any of those ghastly plug-in fragrances spitting their chemicals all over the blooming place, didn't they? Huh? Chemicals everywhere. Can't if the virus don't get you, the chemicals from the air fresheners will. Like that all the time they are. Nope. Blueberry muffin. Blueberry hot cross buns available from Marks and Spencer's. Please try them. They're delicious. And the smell it reminded me of when I was in America many years ago at a place called Maid. We went canoeing and walking there. I might have told you this last week actually. We had these Betty Crocker blueberry muffins and they smell exactly like that. Can you still get those? I'm sure you can in the States. Betty Crocker blueberry muffins. Yeah. Anyway, so after I posted me post, I popped into Marks and Spencer's, and this time I've got them downstairs at the moment, and I may have a couple afterwards. I can't decide whether to have the Bramley apple hot cross buns or the treacle sponge pudding that I've got left over from yesterday. That's what I'm going to have after the show tonight. One or the other. I think I'm going to go with the treacle sponge pudding, only because there's a tin of custard open, and you're not supposed to have a tin in the fridge for too long, are you? So I might just use that one up. That's what I've got today. And what else did I get in there? Some blueberries and some crisps, and brought them home. So that was my walk today, and it was very nice, as I say. Lovely walk this afternoon. Good evening to... just a moment, my darlings. Let's read some of these little texts out that are coming in here. Thanks very much for your text this morning. Good evening to Rachel Wheatland. Evening, Rachel. George Bonds. Evening, George. I said hello to Steph and John. Hello to a Simon Keane convert. Hello to you. We got a Simon Keane. His son's a very good friend of mine. He's a funny lad, isn't he? He's a funny boy, he is. It's David and Joe. Oh, it's Jojo. Bedroom boogies. Yeah, baby. I want a boogie. I want a boogie. I saw you singing. I like the way you do it. You do it like a show, don't you? You don't do it like a karaoke. Do you know what I mean? You do it like a show where there's like a warm-up and flashing lights and all that. I saw you singing earlier. Yes. Wonderful. Hello, Jojo. Welcome. It's all just having a little bit of fun here. I don't do anything serious. Now and again, people try and turn it round to a serious subject. You're wasting your time on me, my darling. Life is just one happy, especially if you're gay. It's just one long party. We don't worry about anything, really. When we get fed up with a fella, we just move on to the next one as quick as that. Except you get to an age and it just kind of stops, really. And then you get left all alone. Never mind, still got you and I. Hello, Jojo and David. Welcome along. Here's the voiceover man. On the at the beginning there of your show yesterday. Are you the voiceover there? Yeah, it's got some good voiceover. Do you remember that voiceover man? Best one probably from the X Factor. I like him. Ladies and JLS. He goes, doesn't he? JLS. There's a voiceover man, and his voice does my head in. He's the camp one, and he does Ibiza Weekender. Do you watch that? I only look at it for the young, gorgeous bodies, to be honest. I'm just an old perv, I am. Do you watch that Ibiza Weekender? And I think he does that ghastly cooking programme. You know the one where someone spends time and effort cooking someone a meal and then 4 people go around and then they slag it off. Please tell me why anyone would want to go on that programme. And he voices up, can't bear his fault. Very camp, dear. Believe me, my love, I cannot stand campness. I really can't. I like real men, a bit like myself, you know. I mean, you'd never know I was one of them, would you? You know, unless I told you. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't know. I hide it well, don't I? Well, I hide it well, don't I? Huh? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Let's carry on with some of these messages. Hello to Christopher Woodhouse in London. Hello, Chris. Carefully walking around the streets, avoiding the virus, aren't you, my love? There's lots of it in London now, isn't there? Hello, Chris. Mark Bowles has just got home from work. Morning, Mark. I've spent £5 to you for your shows you do. Glad I got tonight. What do you mean you spent £5? What, coming home, dear? Coming home just to watch this rubbish? Oh, I see what you mean. I've just looked at that now. He sent a £5 super chat. Thank you very much. He sent me a tip, Mark Bowles. Where have you got that £5 from? I thought you was a bit short of the cash. Don't be sending money if you're short of cash. I've said so many times before, do not send me a tip if you're short of cash. I'd hate it if you send me a message a few weeks later saying, oh, I didn't eat last week because I sent you a £5. You know, I mean, I wouldn't sleep for 10 seconds, possibly 15, if you told me that. I'd be very upset, but thank you. Now, those of you that send super chats, okay, it's very kind of you to send a tip, but what I do, if you send a super chat, I give you a free raffle ticket. I cannot sell you a raffle ticket, I'm afraid. It is illegal. However, every time you send a £1 super chat, I will give you a free raffle ticket. And every 2 weeks, we have a draw. Yes, gang, we pull it out and we show it to all of you, live and exclusively on this channel, okay? So Mark's just sent a £5 super chat tonight, so I'm going to send him, I'm going to give him 5 free raffle tickets, and I'll tell you what the prize is. And actually, the next prize is done, it's on, is it this Saturday? It's this Saturday. We draw for the prize this Saturday morning, okay? So here we go, Mark Bowles. Hang on, let me just write that. Mark's a nice lad. He's a bit hard. That's why I like him. You wouldn't muck around with Mark, you know. He'd have you in a headlock and then do terrible things to you. I'm trying to find out his address and sort of hang around some dark alleys there for a while when his missus is out. Unfortunately, he's got a missus, but most of the people who knock at my door have missus. It's all very hush-hush around here, you know. It's funny when you see these fellas, the same ones that knock at my door, you know, and then you see them out with their wives or pushing a pram or something like that, and they turn the other way when they come to you. It's all right. My lips are sealed, my darling. There we are. Okay, there you go, Mark. You don't actually need to know numbers, okay, because I'll tell you who's won them. But I'll give you 5 free raffle tickets. They go in this little pot here, right? In this little pot here. There's not too many of them in there, so you've got a good chance of winning with your free raffle tickets. And this, I've upgraded. I've now upgraded the prize this week. Okay, it was only this is probably one of the best prize we've ever given. Either this or a clock. Okay, that's the prize this week. It is an Echo dot. It's an Echo. It's an Echo. It's an Echo dot. Okay, that's the main prize. Mark's now got 5 raffle tickets for that. But I'm going to upgrade that because I've been looking up and down the list of viewers over the last few weeks. And quite frankly, some of you are dirty. Some of you look very dirty. You know, you would never have got in to a Frank Sinatra concert looking like that. I'm sorry, you are. You know, forget an afternoon tea at Claridge's. You've seen me go there for my afternoon teas. You wouldn't get in looking like that. So I'm going to upgrade it with soap for both sexes because I've got that. I was going to give that just away, just that. But then you can just imagine the girls, can't you? Ow, especially the woke lot. Oh, that's really sexist. It's offensive to women that you've got that and nothing for the girls. Well, you could use it for your legs or something else, couldn't you, girls? Oh, we're just going to wear my bikini. Let me just... Do be careful if you're doing your bikini line, girls. One slip and it's no more babies. Be very, very careful. So we're going to give away that as well. And this luxury bar of verbena lavender soap, which actually I had this out of the box earlier. I can't smell any lavender. Perhaps it comes out when you're using it. I don't know. All right, so that's what we're doing. That's the Super Chat prize for anyone who's going to send a tip. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you can't send it like that. I'm afraid you can't do a Super Chat. But if you want to join in, there's a PayPal as well there. Okay, all right? I never ask for money. If you want, it's there. People always say to me, just put the tip thing up, even for a little while, so that we know if we want to. Okay, so there it is, just for a little while. Thanks so much, Mark. Much appreciated for your tip there. Shania says, I do use the Thurible. That's right. I have to light it as well. Now, the Thurible, have I got anything here I can demonstrate what a Thurible would be like? One moment, please. Let's switch to we've got all the gear here, widescreen cameras and everything. Oh, look at that! Look. Everything's here. It's all here, dear. Let me see. Now, I'm going to go up there. Don't look at my bum, okay? Bear in mind, when these people on the telly, BBC News and that, when they're reading the news, you don't think they've bothered underneath the desk, do you? Well, neither do I, okay? And I know some of the people on here will get excited by this, but I do have a pair of great tracksuit bottoms on and my bum is very nice. But if you can just turn away while I lean seductively up there to my shelves and see if I can find something. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Let me see if I can find something. No, I can't really. Oh, there must be something I can use here. Oh, maybe the headphones. Maybe the headphones, right. So when you go into Catholic church, right, after he comes and blesses you with this, and smoke is pouring out of it, you can hardly breathe sometimes at Mass. It's a nice smell, and he goes like this. And Shania does all this, you see, like this. And then he starts, and he bows, or she bows, and then you bow back, and then they go, ch, 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 ch. And then that's it, and she walks off. She walks off back to the sacristy and has a fag. There you go, darlings. All right, so that's what Shania's talking about there, a Thurible. All right, with that nice smell coming up and all that. Beautiful, darling, beautiful. Good. Text number 0751259 Evening to Michael Lawrence. He's missed the bingo last night, did you? Okay, well, you didn't win anyway, Michael. Unlucky, mate. You didn't win, my love. But maybe next time. Good evening to Maureen in London. Maureen, I'm sorry this is going to cost you another text. I know you pay for your text. Could you just tell me that programme that I've got to watch, the Dickinson one? Because I've forgotten it. I was searching around today and I can't remember what it is you told me to watch. That's only on for about another 3 weeks. Could you let me know again and I can have a look there? All right, my love. Hello to Jeff Burley. Good evening to you. Got to be treacle sponge every time from Jeff and Linda. Yeah, I think I love that because the custard, otherwise you leave it in the tin for so long, you know, in the fridge. It's not good, is it, eh? Mike, evening Mike, says, hi Chris, looking voluptuous. Love that shirt with the imitation blue braces to hold up your pants. What oh, like that, isn't it? It's very stretched at the moment, I must say. Dear me, that's all these crisps and hot cross buns I keep eating. Never mind, it all stops at Easter in April. Only 2 months of hot cross buns. Is it late? I think it's late Easter this year, isn't it? I have a feeling. I'd put a pound on it. I think because there it is. 4th of April is Easter Sunday. I reckon it'll be around there that we might be allowed to move around. I'm hoping it is anyway. I'm hoping this vaccine takes hold and the numbers drop like a stone of, people becoming ill and sad, not to be joked about ever. And worse, worse. But I'm hoping by that point we might be able to move around and get up to my caravan. That's unless it's floated away by then. because I have a caravan in Lincolnshire, those of you that don't know, in a place called Chapel Hill. Lovely little place. I don't know if I told you, recently the owner died. Yeah, and who lives a delight. His wife is Sylvie. Absolutely delightful couple. Really, really nice couple. And he died a couple of weeks ago now. And they had the funeral, I think it was yesterday or today, one of the two. And he's buried literally in like a plot where they have like a little chapel, a cross, I believe. If it's the same one I'm thinking about, it's like a cross from the caravan site. And when he came in the hearse, obviously social distancing means not many people can go to the funeral. However, outside, all the people from the caravan site lined up on the road. Isn't that a fabulous send-off? Such a nice man. His name was Alan. And I hope Sylvie's all right and she can cope on her own. I don't think she'd give it up because it becomes your life, doesn't it? You know how a job becomes your life. Certainly I've done DJing jobs over the years that have become my life. Seriously, my life, you know. Adam, talking about voiceovers, who done the voiceover for your intro video? I can't remember. I don't remember. I can't remember. That was done for me as a gift by someone, actually. Can't remember who done those. Sorry. Don't remember. Hello to Jason Hughes. Steph says, do we need to keep writing our name after we text in? No, you don't. Once you've sent your name once, I'll put it on the system and I'll know it's you. Okay, so you don't need to do that. Unless the only time you need to send your name in is really because if you've never texted before or for some reason I can't see your name on there. But generally, once you've sent a text in on the text number 07551 259 675, once you're in the system, that's it. All right, my love. Michael Lawrence has sent a £5 super chat. Thank you, Michael. Couple of little tips coming in. Oh, let's hope so. Oh, I nearly had to turn one of the lights off today. We're getting so poor, my love. As observed through the decreasing bingo prices. What can you do, my love? What can you do? Let's write down that one for Michael Lawrence then. 5 tickets for you. Ice skating. I want to talk about ice skating first today, and we'll open the phone line just in case anyone has been ice skating, or perhaps you'd like to go and you want to know, you want to talk about it or whatever. We will open the phone line in a moment or two. But poor old Denise Van Alten, is it Van Alten, I think is her name? Let me just do Michael's tickets. There you go, Michael. Don't forget the Super Chat prize this week is an Echo Dot, okay? Echo Dot, there it is, Echo Dot. Is it Chapel Hill near Tattershall? Yes, indeed it is. That's exactly where my caravan is. I love it there. I love that site. All it is a field with a little network of roads and plumbing, toilet stuff. What's that now? Sewers, that sort of thing. That's it. There's no clubhouse, no shop. Not really any noisy people on there. It's just lovely, and I love it there. And the rental rates, the ground rent is very, very reasonable there. Last year it was £1,450. That's for the entire year. That's for the entire year. Thank you, Michael, putting those in the pot there for you. Right. Very, very reasonable there indeed. Okay, very reasonable there, and I love it. There's another one up the road, Orchard Park, I think it's called. And then you got, what's the huge one there? Is it Park Holidays? Tattershall. There's one at Tattershall as well. Huge one with big clubhouse, swimming pool and all that, which is all very nice. But then your ground rent there would be like £3,500 a year, So you get what you pay for. Anyway, back onto the subject of ice skating. And this poor lady, and I've got a picture of her here. There you go. That's Denise Van Outen crashing down on the ice skating on, what's it called? Ice skating on ice thing, whatever it's called. Dancing on ice, skating on ice. What's on ITV with the delightful Hollowilla Booby, who apparently wore a very low-cut dress yesterday. Did anyone see that? Very, very low-cut dress she had on yesterday. And I expect a lot of the fellas were not really watching the ice skating, but their little eyes popped out their heads every time she came on. I know great nephew Harry, who's just 7 years old. Whenever a woman comes on the telly and she's not got many clothes on, his tongue pops out. 7 years old he is. And George as well. Great nephew George, he's 8. He's over in Cyprus at the moment with his family. They start so young now, don't they? Ice skating, I've done it a couple of times. Once with the Scouts years and years ago. I think we went once to Richmond Ice Rink. I don't know if that one's still there, actually. Richmond Ice Rink, which is just very close to the river, actually, very close to the Thames. And Streatham Ice Rink, I've been to that as well. Years, and I'm talking years ago now, when I was 16. I'm 58 next month. I was 16 going to these places. And the last time I went was about 3 years ago. I've got a friend called Wayne. I haven't heard from him for ages now. Got a friend called Wayne. And I was due to go around his house for dinner. And he says, it was all arranged, He's a very good cook. Cooks wonderful meals. Very good cook. And he says, what time are you getting here? So I said, well, what time do you want me? He said, well, if you come at 6:30 or 7 o'clock or something. He's in London, I'm in Bracknell, so it's a bit difficult to get to at that time of night. But, once in a while is fine. So he called me round. He said, I've got a little surprise for you. So I got very excited by this. Okay, he said, do you want to know what it is? I said, no, I like a surprise. Okay. Right, so that's it. So I got to his place. He's in Canonbury. Beautiful. He works in the Skinners. I think they used to be, years ago they were Skinners. They don't do skinning now, of course. A lot of people, thank God for that, poor animals having their coats ripped off. A dreadful business. But they're more of they hire out halls and things like that. It's very posh. You go in there and there's all this wood panelling everywhere. Beautiful staircase that goes up. That's really, a lot of money there. And more money than you or I will ever see in several lifetimes. And that's where he works. And he's got a room upstairs in this place. I say a room, a flat. He's got a flat upstairs. You go up all these stairs, right? And there's all these pictures on the wall of old people that were in charge of the company and all that. And you go up there. And it's a lovely house. Oh, lovely house. And from his balcony, when I say balcony, the balconies in those places, they kind of overlook, and all you can mainly see is air conditioning units on other people's roofs, right? But just in the gap there, he can see from his window, and it's not far from it, St. Paul's Cathedral. Wow, what a view. And he sits out there in the summer and it's all very nice. Anyway, so I got to his place and got in the car. I said, all right, then, where are we going? He said, I'll show you where to go, sweetie. He talks like that, sweetie. Bit camp. Not like me, butch. Him, camp, me, butch, right? Got in the car and we end up at Somerset House. And he said, here, we're here now, park there. I said, oh, Somerset House. What are we doing in here? Because they've got the ice skating in here, haven't they? And he looked at me, I said, oh, you're joking. And he's like, what? I said, it's not ice skating, is it? He said, I thought it would be fabulous. I said, oh, Wayne, no, because I hate it. I hate it. I don't like the cold. Now, I don't really feel the cold too much. As you know, I go out walking every morning and some nights as well. I'm out for, this morning I was out for 2 hours walking. I love it. Love it. And once you start walking, you don't get cold. Even if it's minus outside, you've got a hat on, you've got gloves on, nice warm sort of hooded top, you don't get cold, right? What I don't like is ice, snow. I don't like driving on that sort of thing. I've had a couple of nasty accidents on that blooming stuff, so I don't like it. Funnily enough, the last near accident I had was going to the caravan. Yeah, it hadn't been snowing. This was about a year and 2 or 3 months ago, right? And it was late night because I'd just finished work in London. So finish in London, 11 o'clock, 10 past 11, I'm out, right? On the A1M, going up, fine, all the way there, and I'm on the last road now, going to the caravan site. And if you know the road I mean, I know Rachel knows the road, and also someone who was asking me about the caravan site there. It's not a tour road. No, it's a static. Okay, and this road, the final road coming from the Boston side, it's a bit bumpy like that, and you can't go fast. You can't, because if you do, you go over those bumps and you will bang your undercarriage on the floor. And I'm not someone who always wants to have his undercarriage banged. Very, very dangerous. But unless you know the person who's doing it. Well, normally I didn't, to be honest. I can't lie to you. I don't know. I prefer anonymous. So you're going up and down this thing, right? So this particular night, I knew it was cold. It said like minus on the little car thing. This final road is very narrow. And it's next to, like, not a river, sort of a field runoff. I don't know what you call those. Is it a dike? Is it a dike? That's the dip between. So there's a field, then there's a big dip, which sometimes fills up with water, and then there's the road. So I'm on this road. Going along, I thought, I don't want to go too fast. And the road, I could see the road, it was white. So you had the ice on it. Right at the bottom near the caravan site, there is a very sudden, sharp right turn. I mean, it's literally like that. So you have to slow down when you get to that. So I'm coming up to it, so I've slowed down. Right, then I've turned the steering wheel. Well, it hasn't turned. It's just carried up. Oh my God! And this car is just sliding forward like that. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to end up in that dip. And at the last minute, it did turn. Thank God for that. So that was my near last accident. So I don't like ice. Anyway, so Wayne took me in the Somerset house. You know, you couldn't say no, could you? He's bought the bloody tickets. You know what I mean? So I've gone in there and put these. Oh, those boots are so uncomfortable. They're so uncomfortable, those damn boots, aren't they? Put those, I just struggled onto them. And it's all these little kids, 5 years old, tearing around this ice rink. There's me holding onto this side like this, hoisting myself along. Eventually, I think I managed to just about get going without holding on, but I didn't like it. I felt so uneasy on it. And eventually, there's another little section, right, which is just on the right-hand side. And I went from the main section into the little section on the right-hand side where there were about 10 of us, mainly older people. There weren't many children. I'm sure it was for children, this section, but it was me and a few other people in there just carefully going around, and that's where I stayed the rest of the time. It's not for me that ice skating. But once again, this poor lady, Denise Van Outen, look at her, that was the other night. Terrible, isn't it? And of course, she's not the only one to have gone over on that programme. Poor old Gemma Collins. I mean, Gemma Collins fell over, didn't she? That was a disaster, that was. They actually had to take the whole place apart and rebuild it. She'd done so much damage. Even before she went on it, it saw her face and suddenly cracked like a mirror. Awful. So have you ever been ice skating, I wonder? If you have, then call in and tell me about it. The phone number's open now. 0208 144 3477 is my phone-in number, okay? That's the phone-in number. It's a local London number. Won't cost you anything more than a local call, okay? 0208 144 3477 if you'd like to call in again. Have you ever been ice skating? I'd like to know this evening. Let's have a look. Rachel said it is a dike. That runoff thing on fields is indeed a dike. Thank you, Rachel. Mick Davenport, a very good evening to Mick Davenport. David and Joe, is it Chapel Hill near Tattershall? It certainly is. Oh, are you in a static? No, mine is a static. Yes, indeed, mine's a static. Is it near Woodall? No, not really near Woodall. It's not in Woodall, it's in Tattershall or in Chapel Hill. There is another one in Woodall. No, is there what? No, actually, I think there's a tourer's place in Woodall. I'm not sure. Possibly part of Petwood House. I'm not quite sure about that one. All right. Let's have a look there. Maureen, it's Bleak House, is it? Oh, Bleak House on the BBC iPlayer. Let me just write that down. Bleak House on the iPlayer. I think we've got a call coming in there. Yes, indeed we do. Let's take a call. And it's Roy Brownlow. Good evening, Roy.
Hello, Chris. Sorry, it's silly me, Chris. I was ringing the text number by mistake.
Oh, you won't get that answered, I'm afraid. Yeah, don't do calls. How are you,
There's
Roy?
a lady on there.
Have you been ice skating?
Something. Hello?
Have you been ice skating?
Well, only I would call it walking, but it was slippery last week a bit. It's not too bad. It's all gone now. There's no snow up here. We don't pay enough poll tax for snow.
You don't pay a poll tax for what?
We don't pay enough council tax to get snow. You have to pay the premium.
Oh,
we
do
don't
you?
pay it up here.
Well, we pay quite a lot down here in Berkshire. We were like in permanent summer down here. Never really gets cold. I think the last time I turned the heating on was 1999, to be honest, for an hour.
Yeah.
Waste of time getting the boiler service, to be honest. Are you calling in about the skating or something else?
Hello?
Are you calling in about the skating or something else?
Say again.
Are you calling in about the skating or something else?
Well, I was just calling in to have a nice chat with you.
Oh, right.
I was just going to say I can't comment in the chat box because I'm on a Facebook ban.
Oh, don't worry about that. I don't go in the chat box.
No, well, there's a lot of commoners in there, I've noticed.
We just do texts and things now. Oh, they're not commoners. Oh, how rude are you, dear? How rude. Yeah. Commoners, dear. Places from Derby, BBC Radio Derbyshire.
That's right. So, well, if we're going there, we have to talk to them Southerners.
Nothing wrong with us Southerners, darling.
Perhaps you could do. Have you missed me?
Perhaps you could do a little break off. What's that called? You could do an independence referendum in Derby. Just Nicola Sturgeon can help you with that, my love. She's very good at that sort of thing. Little Nicola Sturgeon, darling. On and on. I wish she'd changed the bleeding record, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know who she is. I don't watch telly.
No. I think she's on EastEnders or something like that, as far as I know.
Oh,
she's not very
I only watch CRTV.
She used to be part of the Crankies.
CRTV.
This call isn't flowing very well today, Roy. So I'll let you say what you want to say, darling.
All right. No, just ring and say hello. How are you? Hope you well.
Yeah, I'm well.
Oh, and nice pink background you've got. I quite like your flamingos.
Have you not seen that before then? It's been up there a while.
Oh, now what's that on? Are they all Christmas gifts, that echo and everything?
No, that's the Super Chat prize at the moment.
Oh.
That'll be done Saturday morning, the Super Chat prize.
I better dip my hand in my pocket.
There you are.
Shillings and pennies.
Only for people that send tips. I like to do something back for them. So if you send in a £1 tip, I'll give you a free raffle ticket. There you go.
Oh, you've got an heart of gold, Christopher.
I just don't care anymore, darling. I'm just practically giving my entire life away. This week at Echo, possibly next week, a holiday for 2 in Cyprus. You never know.
Oh, you're the very meaning of generosity.
I like to think so. I'm just practically a registered charity here, as you know.
Can we have a calendar this year? My calendar's run out.
No calendars this year, I'm afraid. I had to make cutbacks due to the coronavirus, darling. I could send calendars out and it'd be covered in coronavirus. In fact, if I was to send one to you, I'd probably want to be sending it out with coronavirus all over it.
Oh, after I've been so nice to you tonight. I've complimented you.
I know some wonderful Chinese people would be happy to come over here and sneeze all over a calendar.
See, I've been so nice to you for a change, Christopher, and it doesn't make no difference.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference at all, I'm afraid. I'm just vile.
All right, you have a lovely night, me old mate.
Thank you, Roy. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
It's been a pleasure for you.
I wish it had. 0208 144 3477. Has anyone been ice skating before? That's the number for the phone, okay? It's completely different to the texting number. 2 different numbers there. 0208 144 3477. Joe and David and Joe, or Jojo, which... either names. They're actually tourers. They carry around one of those caravans. Oh, yes, dear. We know your sort. On that A14, aren't you, my darlings? On the single lane going along at like 3 miles an hour so that no one else can get past. Shocking. Shocking. Adam the plumber's calling in from Maidstone in Kent. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Chris. How are you doing?
How are you? I'm very well tonight, thank you. Is this about ice skating? Ice skating?
Ice skating. Ice skating is indeed about ice skating.
Go on.
Done it at Brighton Pavilion.
Oh, I didn't know.
Brighton Pavilion.
Is that Is that a permanent rink they have there, or is it just a Christmas time?
No, it's a Christmas one. And
right.
I actually done it with the chorus. I was with the Brighton Hove Gaming Scorers,
right,
as you may remember, several years ago.
Oh, perhaps you'd like to give us a song now, Adam.
Say again, sorry?
Perhaps you'd like to give us a song now.
Oh, what could I do?
Well, I don't know. I mean, something. I don't know. Not too depressing. We don't want "I Will Always Love You" or something ghastly, or "Greatest Love of All," when everyone starts crying and all that business.
Oh, no. Oh, you, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do, near, far, in a motor car or whatever time we'll spend.
Sometimes I wish
bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, I'll find Ford favorite friend. Boom boom boom, bang bang, chitty bang bang, I'll find Ford fender. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, find Ford fender, chitty chitty friend.
Well,
there you go.
I got to say, that's amazing. Some of my friends sing songs on many different notes. I've never actually heard that sung on one note. Fantastic, Adam.
Indeed.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, you're self-isolating at the moment, aren't you?
I was.
Is it finished now?
Yeah, I'm de-isolated and back at work.
Congratulations! You're not dead! Fantastic news!
I'm not dead. No, I've managed to survive. Oh.
At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. And then I spent so many nights feeling so... Look at the numbers drop down as soon as I start singing, Adam. Tell me about your ice skating.
And I just got all those numbers up for you. So basically, we went down there as the chorus when we released our album.
Yeah.
To do some promotion, we were singing on the edge of the ice rink. Then they got us singing on the ice rink while we were going round.
Oh,
so that was quite amusing.
Singing and skating at the same time.
Yeah, it was quite a difficult feat. And then they had us in they had this sort of restaurant bar area, and they had us singing in there as well. So it was an interesting experience, I've got to say. Not having done skating for many years, when I was in the Scouts, I used to do roller skating. There used to be a place in Kent called Buckmore Park.
Oh my God, I've got that on my list of things to talk about today. So you've been there as well?
What, Buckmore Park? Yeah.
Well, I never knew that.
I love Buckmore Park.
We'll talk about that in a second then. Carry on with your chat, yeah.
So, yeah, hadn't done skating for several years, and then sort of, oh, by the way, guys, who can skate here? Well, sort of done it years ago. Right, okay, we'll meet down at the Brighton Pavilion, and we're going to be doing ice skating. So, in the middle of December, trying to ice skate and bluing ice rink, singing and performing at the same time. It was great fun.
Did you fall over or not?
It wasn't really that cold because it was open air. It wasn't because it wasn't. You had the cold coming up off the platform you were working on.
Yes.
But other than that, it wasn't too bad, and it was enjoyable. It was something different to do.
Right.
I wouldn't do it again, I don't think. But something definitely to do.
How many times did you fall over?
A couple of times,
Yeah.
When I hit a few high notes.
Right.
But it was all good. Yeah, it was good fun back then. It was a good few years ago. But no, I believe they have it there every year. I haven't been there for several years, but it does actually look really amazing. The way it's lit and the way
I'm sure it does. I'll be honest, I'd be happy to just go there and watch other people going around on the ice.
I think it is definitely, something you could watch and enjoy.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I like to watch the little children when they're going around like 5, 4, 5, 6 years. They have no fear. They have no fear at all, and they're hurtling around this place. And all these people sort of my age, they're all hanging on to the sides. Just to let people know, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we're going to leave that platform now, boys and girls. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we're going to just disappear from there. You need to join us on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. All right, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK to continue watching the show there. All right, my darlings? So we'll see you over youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. This is where Facebook Live will be leaving us. Thank you very much, my darlings. There we are. Let's just take that off there. Okay, carry on, Adam.
Yeah, so it's quite nice watching, and it's funny actually because they have these little penguins that you can use if you're not good with skating, like for the kids. But it's amazing how many adults are holding on to these penguins trying to skate around as well.
Did you ask for a penguin?
No, I didn't have a penguin. I just held on to a man in front of me.
Did you get off with him or not, dear?
I can't remember, dear.
Did you even know his name? I didn't used to know their names, to be honest.
No, I didn't either. I went to the sauna afterwards to warm up, of course.
Of course, dear. Oh, how funny. Now, let's move on, as you mentioned it, to Buckmore Park. Now, how old are you?
I am, what am I now, 48.
You're 48, so you're 10 years younger than me. Now, I used to go to Buckmore Park in the 1970s, so presumably there would be a little bit of a difference here. When I used to go with the Scouts, and it was so cold there sometimes, so cold. We used to go there in February. Now, Buckmore Park, to explain to people, is not just a Scout campsite. There are lots of activities to do there. These include quite a nice swimming pool, actually. There was a roller skating rink, and there was those little go-karts.
That's right, yeah.
Okay? Now, I don't think we stayed in... no, we didn't. We didn't stay in tents there. They had big huts.
There was chalets at the top, wasn't there?
No, there was no chalets. No, there wasn't. I know where you mean, because we saw them building those on the sort of last couple of times that we went. They spent some time. And that was like a proper hotel thing they built, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the very top of the hill. Do you remember that massive, great big hill that you had to walk down?
Yes, with heating and hot water as well?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Right. Well, when we went, we just basically were in these huts. When I say huts, I'm not talking like a shed. They were more like places that the army would go into to eat. So basically, walls and a tin roof that kind of went like that, and a hole in the middle of the tin roof to let the steam out, or in our case, because we were all young boys, the smell of our feet. There was no heating. No heating whatsoever. And there were bunk beds all around this thing. My God, it was cold in there. I don't know how we survived. It was freezing cold. And there were some years we went and there would be snow outside. And I don't know why, but our skipper, scout leader, always made us wear shorts in the morning. And it was blooming freezing cold, him and his wife, and they were wonderful people. It was a bloke called Ted Malden and May Malden, and they were totally and utterly dedicated to our scout group. Sadly, my scout leader died some years ago, and I didn't know about it. I did go to see him shortly after my mother died. I think that was 2000, so I think he died a few years after that. I discovered this. No one knew. No one knew, because damn, if I had known about that, I would have turned up at the funeral. But he was a wonderful man. And we would cook on, I think they had stoves in there as well.
We had stoves.
Yeah, and we had a fire outside as well to cook on an open fire. But I just remember it being so cold. I don't know how we got to sleep at night. There we'd be in there, our sleeping bag. Just take a sleeping bag and all that business. My sleeping bag, I found this thin one, and it said it had this, I don't know, space fabric inside it, so it didn't need to be thick. My friend Philip, he had this really thick one, and it was like a puffer jacket. Like a giant puffer jacket, and he got in there. I got in my thin one. I was so cold. But, we survived it. And, of course, the swimming pool was there. That was great. And, of course, as you mentioned, the roller skating rink.
Yep.
And you would go in there, hire your roller skates. I don't know if it was included or not. I can't remember now. Hire the roller skating, and we'd just go around in a circle. And the roller skates, I was okay on those.
Yep.
It was a hell of a lot easier than ice skating, and we used to go around and there'd be music blaring out of this poor quality sound system where the speakers were clearly broken. I nearly swore that.
Yeah, that's it.
The speakers. Was it like that when you went 10 years later?
I think it was. It probably was, and it just had, if I remember rightly, it just had single flashing light bulbs on the ceiling.
That's right.
Coloured light bulbs that used to just flash.
Chris is 10 years after me. Right.
Yeah.
Good
I think because it was probably coming to the end of its time, because I think I've never been back there since.
No.
I know the cart track still exists because they still use that.
Yes.
But I think all the buildings were demolished, and I think it was sold off. I'm not 100% sure. Right. I should go back there because it's only about 10 minutes up the road from me.
Yes, I gather the Scout Association sold off a lot of their campsites some time ago. I don't know what the reason for that was. I mean, it wasn't like they weren't a business at all. They weren't there to make money.
No,
maybe I don't know what happened. Maybe the organisation run out of the money that they needed to have to run, so to speak.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they sold off a lot of this campsites.
There were some lovely campsites.
Yes, there were.
I can't remember them all now, but I seem to remember there was one on the Isle of Wight where Baden Powell was from.
Shania might know that one.
Was it Brownsea Island?
I don't know where
Baden Powell was from.
Yes, that's right, Brownsea Island. That was the very first. That was the very first Scout campsite, if I remember rightly.
Mm-hmm. I went to a jamboree in Germany. I remember that.
Oh, you went to that, did you? Yeah.
I went to Berlin.
Right.
Before the wall came down.
What year was that?
Berlin would have been about 19. Hold on, let's see. So 16. There was 1988. I would have been 16.
Yes.
So it would have probably been about 1985 ish, before the wall came down, basically.
Okay.
So I actually visited the concentration camps, and we got to visit the wall and stood on the wall, and we actually got to walk down a park called No Man's Land between the east and the west.
Gosh.
And actually, I must have been a bit older, because I remember we were taken into the pub, and I was taught German how to say 1 beer, please. And if you ordered a certain beer, it basically started off from what I remember, it started all these lights flashing and bells whistling, and they'd dance around the bar if you ordered a certain beer. So, of course, all the lads were ordering this beer just to get the lights.
Was it YMCA? Was it YMCA or something like
that?
No.
Oh. It was... I can't remember, but basically all these traffic lights used to flash, and it's quite amazing.
Yeah, gosh.
But, fond memories of the Scouts. It really was. And like you, we had a skipper. His name was Jeff Lipscomb.
Yeah.
And
I saw your super chat just a minute. Yeah, go on, mate.
He died in 1987, I think it was. He died, and unfortunately, they found him at home. And he was basically working on one of the scout boats, because we had boats and we had canoes and everything else.
Yeah.
And when he died, he only had a sister and another brother. And he basically left all his fortune, his house and everything, to our scout group.
Oh, wow.
The whole lot.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, so we bought a new van. I mean, the Scouting Association weren't happy, because obviously they thought it should be shared out between all the local groups.
Everyone else, yeah.
But Skip was like, no, that was my group from when I was a lad, so, that's where I want the money to go.
That's wonderful. Can I just do a super chat there? Gary Ross has just sent in a £5 super chat. Thank you very much, Gary. So 5 tickets for you there, Gary. All right, I've already written them out. I'll put those in. This is the super chat prize, and these tickets are for anyone who sends in a £1 super chat. I'll give you a free raffle ticket for the super chat. Prize this week, it's an Echo Dot. We do it every 2 weeks, so this period is an Echo Dot, and the draw for that will be on Saturday morning's show, which starts at 10 o'clock. All right, just a minute, Adam. Let's just do some of the text messages coming in there. Rachel says, Chapel Hill was about 6 miles away from Lanrick Bridge, which I cross on my way to Dad's. So it's not that far, is it? Roy Brownlow, what a shame you didn't mention that while we were chatting there, Roy. He used to play ice hockey on ice. So you could have talked about that there, Ross, but sorry, Roy. Never mind, thank you very much for that. Let's have a look. Is this Radio BBC Derby singing? Possibly. Mike in Brighton has invited me to Brighton to to the ice skating rink. No, thank you. Penguins will be laid on for you. I would have to hold on to a penguin. Actually, have you got a nice fit lad, about 35, something like that, 35, 30, 35, 40? No one younger than that, because they're just a pain in the arse, those youngsters. Oh, really love you. Go away. I never forget, I was in a nightclub once. Gosh, we're going on to a different subject here. I was about 35 at the time, I think. This was trade, Turnmills in London.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there dancing and I got nudged. And there's these two, I must have been about 3 years old. And they're like, hello. I said, hello. And they're like, what's your name? And I said, Chris. I said, I'm so-and-so. And I'm like, how old are you then? 18. Go away. Weird City Citizen, good evening to you. I went to the 1988 Jamboree as a venture scout. I miss sleeping in bivouacs. Did you do those? Be honest with you, no, I didn't. Never slept in a bivouac. It was either a hut or usually tents. And of course, we went to lots of other campsites as well. Did you go to Chalfont Heights at all? Chalfont Heights?
Can't place that one.
Didn't go there? Okay, that was in Chalfont St. Peter. Beautiful area. Buckinghamshire. Beautiful area it was. We used to walk to of course, we always used to make a thing of going to the sweet shop, wouldn't we? You make the local sweet shop. Yes. Chalfont Heights. Cobham, Walton Firs, which is not far from here, actually, Cobham. And there was the bloke in charge of that was a bit mad. Oh, there's another super chat there. 79 pence from Stephen Petty. Thanks very much, Stephen. Much appreciated, Stephen. Thank you very much. Yes, Walton Firs campsite is very close here, and they had a mad bloke who was running the place, and they had this new toilet block built, right?
Yep.
And in the old toilet block, it was old, only cold water, and toilets. Well, I mean, they would a toilet's a toilet. The new one, hot water, heating, and everything, but he wouldn't open it in case it got damaged.
Oh,
he was mad. He was a nice bloke. He was just a bit weird. Don't get me wrong, not paedophile-ish, just an odd character. But he was all right and everything sort of ran well. We just never got to use the new toilet block. How funny is that?
Some people are a bit like that, aren't they? They're a bit overprotective of their facilities.
Their
and what
domain,
have you.
yeah, I suppose so, really.
It's like when I used to work on the train contract.
Right.
There used to be one station that we used to go to. And the member of staff there thought that she owned the station, and she would not let you use the public toilets. They were always locked out of use.
And funny.
They were out of order.
Listen,
she didn't want them getting dirty.
I've got a mug downstairs. Can I go and get it? Can you talk?
Yeah.
Are you all right talking for a minute? Won't take me long.
Sure.
I've got to show you this mug. Go on, talk. Tell us about what other campsite have you been to?
Oh, I can't remember now what campsites I've been to over the years, but I've been to several. It's a long time ago, so I couldn't remember them now. But we've done everything from pioneering, we've done hiking, I seem to remember, actually, on the Isle of Wight, we've done what they call a Southern 50. Now, a Southern 50 was basically a 25-mile walk around, or something. Was a 25-mile hike, starting from point A, going all the way around, and then getting back. And I'm sure we've done that on the Isle of Wight many years ago. That was quite strenuous because it was in the middle of winter, so it was freezing cold, walking through the night. And of course, a group of sort of 10 lads walking around in the actual dark. Of course, the local police sort of stopped by and said, "Come on, lads, what are you doing out this time of the morning?" And of course, they then realised that we were wearing our scout uniform and we were doing a hike around the island. But
yes.
that actually reminded me that was the Isle of Wight. I'm sure it was. I'm trying to think what year that would have been. That probably would have been about 1985, possibly. I think
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
No, actually, it was a bit later. No, it was. I remember now. Yes, it was 1987 because that's the year that Skip died. And the scout leader that took us out to the Isle of Wight had to run back for the funeral. That's right.
Did he? Wow.
So,
yeah.
So he had to go back for the funeral.
Weren't they great times? Scouts?
They were. I wish I could go back. I mean, I left the Scouts because I joined the Scouts obviously as a cub and worked my way up to Scout leader.
Yeah.
But the problem was, of course, back in 1988, being gay wasn't as accepting as it is now.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And my worry always was, what happens if the parents found out I was gay?
Oh yeah. I get that.
Would they think the worst?
Yeah, I get that as well.
I thought
they wouldn't now. I don't think they would now. You're just classed as someone else, but that's how it was then, isn't it?
But back then they would. But and I'm thinking, is it worth the aggravation? So I left the Scout group.
Shame, innit, really? Shame. Did you do gang shows at all?
No, we never did.
Oh, you never did gang shows. I did gang shows as well. My Scout group was the first Roehampton. And here's the sad thing about it. I looked it up about a couple of years ago. It's gone.
Yep.
Disbanded.
Gone.
No longer exists. First Roehampton Scout group. I was so disappointed seeing that. How sad is that?
Imagine.
Really sad. Now
I've
I've got something to show you. Mick Davenport has just texted in. He said, went on a camp with the Scouts to John Lee Wood. I'm sure it's near you. I don't know that. Anyway, this is what I've got to show you. Now, it'll take a little while because there is a delay in what you can see. But I have in front of me a mug that I bought from Buckmore Park in 1977.
Wow.
So, can you see a screen or have you stopped that?
Let's see. Can I see that? Hold on a second.
And I don't think I've ever used this, and I won't. This is very special to me because I would have been 63, 73.
Oh yes.
So I bought this when I was 14 years old, and it's still there. It's got a Scout motto on the back there. I got a few little bits and pieces like that. You'd never chuck that away, would you? I'm sorry. Are you having a cup of tea or something?
No.
Sorry to interrupt your tea.
Just killing some vegetables.
Killing me softly. An absolute pleasure to talk to you, Adam.
I'm boiling some vegetables to death.
Oh, those poor vegetables, darling.
I know. It's all right. Well, I'm going to beat the meat up in a minute.
You're going to beat the meat? Oh, I don't think we want to know about that. Thank you very much, Adam.
I'm going to start beating the meat. Yes, I've got two big lumps of meat to beat.
Oh, don't like the sound of that. Thank you for your call, Adam. A pleasure to talk to you, dear.
And you, Chris. Take
Cheerio.
care, love.
Bye. Adam the plumber calling in there. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight. So that's the ice skating. We've done Buckmore Park as well with that one. Love to go there again. I'd absolutely love to go to Buckmore Park again. Mick says, oh, it's Leicestershire. Is it Leicestershire? I beg your pardon. He says it's in Leicestershire, the John Lee Wood Scout Cab. I wonder if that one's still owned. As I say, I've no idea why the Scouts sold them all off, really. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd thing, that. All right. What else have we got here? Do you know, today, believe it or not, Keith Chegwin has been gone 3 years. Let's just take another call, finishing 3-7. Who's that, please?
Hey, Chris, it's Claricea. Well, Claire, Manchester.
Ah, Claricea in Manchester. Hello, darling. Lovely to hear your little voice, my love. How are you?
I'm doing all right, and you?
Nice to hear you. What are we talking about?
Oh, ice skate in Richmond, Streatham. I used to go to them haunts.
Did you really?
I did indeed.
So where were you living at the time, then?
I was actually living in Southfields.
Where? What road?
Wimbledon Park Road, on the estate, about 10, 15 minutes away from the actual tennis park.
Well. I lived on Waverton Road, which was off Garrett Lane. You know the Athelstan Centre?
Probably not.
Okay, so Wimbledon Park Road, you was down the other end. I was more towards Wandsworth. At the junction with... Oh, gosh, I can't remember what the junction was. Merton Road and Garrett Lane, they were kind of parallel roads, weren't they? Merton Road and Garrett Lane. There was a road in between Merton Road and Garrett Lane to take you from one to the other. Can't remember the name of that road now for the life of me. But yeah, I wasn't too far away from you, Wimbledon Park. I know that, my love.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
Did you go there very often?
Well, I learnt about it because my nan, who I was living with at the time, she used to go there quite a bit when she was younger, and she actually taught Bob Geldof how to ice skate at Richmond Ice Rink.
Did she
and
really?
And then I found out about it when I was in secondary school, and I went there and I learnt how to ice skate. And then further on down the line, when I was at school, secondary school, we used to go to a Streatham Ice Rink for ice skating lessons.
Good God. Bob Geldof.
Right.
If only she'd give him a couple of lessons in hairdressing as well, my love. Doesn't he do a good haircut, doesn't he? Which school did you go to?
Primary school, I used to go to Our Lady Queen of Heaven.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was at the Wandsworth end, wasn't it?
It was more on Tibbetts Corner, Tibbetts Ride.
I know. Yeah, you go round the roundabout, and then you do a very sharp left, and you're there on the right.
Yeah, that was the one.
I know where you are. One. Yeah.
And then secondary school, I went to John Paul II, which was formerly known as John Griffith.
John Griffith School, yes, and that was like, it was in a weird place, wasn't it? It was kind of in the middle of loads of houses, like expensive houses, mind. I know exactly where you went. How blooming marvellous.
Because it was right opposite Our Lady Queen of Heaven.
Wow.
It was, and that. But that's gone now. It's all been pulled down. It's all houses.
Has it really? Well, let me tell you, that John Griffith School, right? We were just talking about scouts and all that business earlier, and I mentioned gang shows. We actually did how old are you, Claricea? Are you 40s or 30s?
I am now 45, going to be 46 next month.
45, okay. Too young to know then. But we did some of the gang shows on your huge stage at John Griffith School, or whatever it was called when you were there. You had a great big stage there, didn't you? We did our gang shows there a few times.
Oh, my word.
Yes, we did.
Because my mother used to work there in John Griffith. She was a dinner lady.
Oh, was she really? Blimey. Isn't it a small world? I never knew you lived there.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. You know, we used to be there all the time. We did. And that.
How much? Sorry, carry on.
But at school, it was funny because I already knew how to ice skate. And we went to Streatham Ice Rink, and the teacher was there, and she was saying to everyone, right, skate forward and everything like that. And I wasn't paying attention, and she's like, Claire, are you paying attention? I'm like, what? And she went, now go forwards. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And I was just skating around everything. I was going, like, doing the crossovers and everything, but I could never master skating backwards.
So you was good at it then?
I was all right going forwards, but I was terrible going backwards. Just couldn't get the coordination in any way, shape or form.
I couldn't go forwards. I just used to go arse over tit on this ice, and it's blooming painful falling on the ice. It's really painful, and you can't get up again, can you? 5 people try and come and help you up, and then you pull all 5 down on top of you.
I think what it is that, you know, it's to do with the skates and everything, because they were really harsh on your ankles, because they used to be really tough at the tops.
That's right.
The ones that used to hire.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
You know?
I did some DJing on a skiing holiday. It's some time ago now, quite a number of years ago now. And I did it every year for about 5 or 6 years, every year around February. And we used to get on a plane. I didn't use loads of money, but it was nice to go away and do something in another place, you know? And even there, you have to put these boots on before you put the skis on. And I tried it once, and it wasn't for me. I did manage to get down I went on the child's one, you know, the lowest one you could possibly go on, which has got virtually no hill at all. And I did manage to get from one into the other. And I thought, you know, this is not for me. And I just took it off and took it easy during the daytimes. It's funny, you know, when you go...
I've done a couple of ski things, but I've done it on a dry ski slope.
Oh, yes, we have one of those here, yeah, in Buckmore.
But, you know, I couldn't do it because the skis kept on crossing in front of me all the time. He was like, no, I can't do this.
Well,
so I got down to the bottom. I was like, nah, not a chance, no more.
Yeah, you're in Manchester now. Is there somewhere up there for you to go ice skating or not?
normally when they do the Christmas market and things, which they haven't been able to do, unfortunately, they normally do an outside ice rink at the Trafford Centre, I believe.
I've heard of that, yes.
I think there's one in Southfields.
Right. Is it? So you got children, have you?
Yeah.
And would you take those there? How old are they?
Well, Joe and Damien are all grown up now, haven't they?
How old are they? What, 20s are they?
Yeah, they're in their 20s now, they are.
Okay.
And that's getting on a bit.
Yeah, so they wouldn't want to go with Mummy, no?
Oh, God, no. We do loads of things together. Well, when I'm able to see Joe, because he now lives up in Scotland and that, and Damien's still down here, he is.
Oh, right, okay.
And that in Manchester. But me and Damien do different things we do. It's like we do a annual trip to a download festival at Derby in Castle Donington.
The what festival?
Download. It's like a rock festival.
I think you rang in about that a couple of years ago, didn't you? A download festival or something?
Nah, it's the first time I've rung in.
Or maybe you sent a message or something like that. I can't remember now. I remember you mentioning a download.
Yes, I did, because you were talking about the toilets and festivals and everything,
That's
weren't
right,
you?
yeah. Oh, my God, no. Well, don't make me feel ill now. The toilets and music festivals. Who did you see when you went on there? Was it anyone famous?
Oh, my goodness. I've seen Guns N' Roses, Shinedown, Def Leppard, Ozzy. I've seen loads of them, I have.
Wonderful.
And that, but a couple of years ago, me and Damien went, and he was in the RIP bit, and those were the photographs that I sent you of the really nice posh toilets that were really, really clean.
Oh, the VIP. Oh, yes. Yeah, they apparently they have that at Glastonbury, which I didn't know. They do have like which you'll pay a fortune for, nevertheless. But you do have like a kind of a hotel type thing that they put up, which is just tents, but nevertheless very nice with like proper toilets and things like that. I think if I was to ever go to something like that, which I might well do, but I'd have to do it like that. I couldn't go on one of those tents and have people weeing up the side of your tent as they come back from being so drunk, dear. Oh, no. Oh,
I know that one. I do. But no, Damien was in RIP bit, but I called it the dumpling because I actually sneaked in, I did, to the RIP area with Damien. I wasn't supposed to, but I snuck in and everything. I was like, no, I'm determined. I want to see what he's staying in.
You didn't
and
get
there
caught.
Was electricity, everything. I was like, oh my God. And there's me slumming it in a tent outside. I'm like, wow.
Of course, these days, kids have all got their mobile phones. Do they have somewhere that they can charge them up when they're on these events, do they?
Well, you can actually go to a point, but the problem is that they charge you for it.
A lot of money?
So you have to... Well, when I went there, it was about a tenner.
A tenner to charge your phone up?
A tenner to charge your phone. I was like, don't think so. So I got one of these portable charger things.
Yeah.
And that, so I took that with me, but when I had problems with my phone when I was at Download a couple of years ago, I just gave it to Damien and said, Damien, you got electricity in your dumpling tent, in your luxury
tent.
Charge it up for me. I know.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
But, tell me about it. I couldn't believe it. There was lights. They even had a blooming double bed in there with duvets and everything. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that would be mine. But of course, I don't suppose that's on this year, is it? Or any of those things are on this year, are they?
It really? Wasn't on last year, but I'm actually... I rolled my tickets over. Right. I did. So I'm hoping that it goes ahead this year. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I just want to get this lockdown over and done with because I'm booked up with so many events for the after show review. It's unbelievable. I'm actually bouncing up and down the country. Well,
do you want to tell us, before you go, tell us what the after show review is and how people can listen to it?
Well, it's not something that you can listen to. I've actually just resurrected it, to be honest with you. Right. After show review is interviews with celebrities and reviewing shows like musicals. We've now incorporated concerts, festivals and everything like that. And it's basically a review of what we go and see.
What is it then?
It's been going on for quite a few years. I do have my own website, and I'm actually subscribed to you. Your very first subscription on the After Show Review YouTube channel.
Oh, I'll have to have a look for that then.
Yeah, but I haven't actually done anything at the moment because we're just trying to get it back up and running again because of lockdown, and it's pretty tough at the moment because so many shows are being rescheduled or pulled, and unfortunately the theatre industry is suffering quite badly because of what's going on at the moment.
I don't know how much longer they can survive. So it's a YouTube channel, so there'll be videos and things like that. Is that what it is?
There will be once I get things up and running properly again, but I do have a Facebook page called The After Show Review.
Okay.
And people can find me on that one and just follow the links from the Facebook page to the actual website. Right. And there's loads of things like reviews on there and me interviewing different celebs like Marty Pello from Wet Wet Wet.
Oh, yeah, I used to fancy him. I used to fancy him.
No. What, Marty?
Little Marty Pello, yes, dear. Well, I fancied anyone to be. You can't be fussy. Beggars can't be choosers, my love. That's just how it is now, and I'm a beggar now. I'm begging, dear, begging.
No, you still got your looks. What you want about?
I wish, darling. Look, it's all right until I mention my age because I can't lie. What with being a Roman Catholic and all that, I don't dare lie to people about my age, my love. A bolt of lightning will come out of the sky, probably sent over by Shania on the Isle of Wight, dear, the one who doesn't pay any attention to her father's show, as indicated on the photo.
I shall be smited.
Lovely to talk to you, Claricea. It really is, my love.
All right, and sweetheart, you take care of yourself and you stay safe, okay?
Good luck with your little website and YouTube channel there, all right, my darling?
All right, and sweetie, you take care.
Cheerio, Claricea in Manchester there, boys and girls. All right? How blooming fantastic to hear her little voice there. Yeah, Keith Chegwin. I was going to mention Keith Chegwin today because can you believe he's now been gone 3 years, Keith Chegwin? Keith Chegwin, my question to you tonight, what do you remember Keith Chegwin for? 020 8144 3477 if you want to call in about Keith Chegwin or maybe ice skating or scouts or whatever. 020 8144 3477. And I saw it come up, I think someone put it on Facebook earlier this morning, that it's now 3 years and since Keith Chegwin died. I don't know if it's today because on the Wikipedia it says he was alive 17th of January 1957 to the 11th of December 2017. He was an English television presenter and actor appearing in several children's entertainment shows in the 70s and the 80s, including, and the one I know him from best, I think, is Multicoloured Swap Shop. You remember that? Swap Shop, ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, da, ba. That one. Excellent programme. Mike in Brighton texts in here. I had the pleasure of serving Keith Chegwin in room service breakfast at the Grand Hotel in Brighton. He was nice in real life as he was in the TV. Yeah, I should imagine he was, actually. You can tell sometimes, but I personally remember Keith Chegwin from Multicoloured Swap Shop with, of course, Noel Edmonds as well. He did do a remake of It's a Knockout. For me, that didn't really work too well because I was used to the normal It's a Knockout. Hello to Amy Clark, who says, hi, Chris, I always get mixed up with Keith Chegwin and Les Dennis. Thank you, Amy. We've got a call coming in from Danny in Romford. Good evening, Danny.
Evening, Chris.
Evening to you, sir. Do try and sound a little bit happier when you're calling in. It's like it was a great deal of effort to say hello to me then, Danny.
I'm trying.
Yes.
Because it's getting, you know what happens when it gets to about this time of the night, the old Ritalin starts wearing off and...
The what starts wearing off?
Well, Concerta, Ritalin, Concerta, it's the same thing, really.
What's that?
Well, it's a concentration drug.
A concentration drug?
Yeah, for anyone who's got ADHD.
Oh, right.
Gary Ross knows about this as well. That, you take this in the morning and then throughout the day, this drug, it actually turns your brain the right way, if you've got, and it actually makes you concentrate, and you just don't think of any, you just concentrate on what you're doing, and you'd keep quiet,
And do you find you're concentrating correctly on this programme tonight?
Well, I mean, it's because it's after the 12-hour, only lasts 12 hours, you see.
Well, can you not, in future, if you see that there's a show on, can you not delay taking your tablet until I'm just about to start? Then you'll have full concentration. Because I can't be mamby-pamby people watching this show and not paying full attention to what's going on, dear. Do you know what, Danny? Some people, I hate to say this, some people don't sit there and watch the show. It is on in the background.
Yeah.
How rude is that? I will not be on in the background. Shocking.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I agree. Yes.
Cheggers plays pop. Bubba. Here, John Parrish says Cheggers baked on TV. He went naked, didn't he, on there? Keith Chegwin, do you remember that?
Yes, the naked.
I didn't see it. I heard about it though, ladies. Keith Chegwin.
Yeah, and first thing you mentioned tonight.
Yes.
This bloody word that I keep getting so annoyed about. This woke. Oh, God.
Oh, woke, dear. Don't even go there.
Do you know, I don't actually really know what it means, and I don't think I actually really... it's not affected me if I don't know what it is.
No, I shouldn't worry too much.
It seems like a danger word.
It's just people that constantly find things wrong with the word, but with the world, basically. They look for offence in everything. And we talked about this quite a few times on the show, because there's an article in the Daily Mail today, Danny. It says the Royale family. The royal family.
Jim Royale and all that. Yeah.
Right, in the Daily Fowl, it says it's the latest BBC show. They now give a warning for discriminatory language in an episode, including Jim Royal using a Nancy boy slur. Said, "Oh, he's a Nancy boy." I mean, who cares? Doesn't bother me. Why would it bother me? Why would it bother me? It's funny. It's called comedy.
Actually, and what's this? I just see this John Parrish. Zzz.
Oh, don't take any notice of him.
I'm boring him to death.
No, dear. Listen. If anyone's going to tell you you're boring, that would be me. You're not boring me yet. I'll let you know when you're boring me.
Not yet.
You're not boring yet. It's a little... poor old John Parrish, bless his heart. It's a little bit past his bedtime now, dear. That's what he means. What he means is, I'm old and decrepit and I need to go to bed now. It's nothing to do with your conversation, Danny. I'm sure of that, my love. Sure, bless his heart, darling.
Yeah.
I expect 20...
actually, talk with that woke.
I expect 9:20. I expect his carers have probably just left now. I have to give him a little bit of a bed wash and all that, and a little bit of a rub down, bless his heart. But this woke thing, and it says the third episode of the second series sees Ricky Tomlinson, disagreeable character, watching an episode of Changing Rooms, during which he calls Lawrence Llewellyn-Bellon a Nancy boy. Now, I want you to know you can call me a Nancy boy as much as you like. I couldn't care less. And it follows on. This is woke, as you asked. Okay, this is woke. Follows on from similar warnings on shows including 40 Towers and Dad's Army. The particular episode, which already had adult humour warning, also carries the tag contains discriminating language which some viewers may find offensive. Now, I don't know about you, Danny, but if I didn't like something on the telly, I just turned it off.
Yeah.
And we are not offended. We are not offended. It's like they are saying to you, you should be offended by this, so we're telling you what's in it. That's how it comes across to me.
Yeah.
That's woke. Yeah.
But you know where this woke first come up?
Go on.
There's this bloke on I forget his real name. He's an actor, right? And he's got a character he's called Jonathan Pye. You see, right? So anyone after this show, look up Jonathan Pye. It's all over YouTube, right? And what Jonathan Pye is, he's this news reporter. You know that bit on the news where they go to a reporter and then that reporter then goes somewhere else. So then it then goes to another clip and then comes back to the reporter. Well, what this is about it's about what a news reporter would be saying when the camera is off of him. and he comes out with all this like what his own like self-opinionated stuff. He was even on an Australian news review show a few years ago, and they went on about when Tony Blair turned up at some Iraq war thing, and that people were going to be offended just because Tony Blair was there, and then they went, let's go over now to see what Jonathan Pye thinks of this.
Right.
And then he makes out he thinks he's not on camera, and then he goes, what, Tony Blair? Oh, him. Oh, Tony Blair. Oh, yeah, the turd that won't flush. He calls Tony Blair a turd that won't flush. Just when you think he's gone, he comes back up again.
You see, if I saw something like that, I would just laugh. I find it funny. There's all these people walking around there with absolutely no sense of humour at all. Turn it off. If you don't like it, turn it off. That's why we've only got 43 people watching this programme, because people turn it off when they see it.
Yeah, because this is the most... It's on the line of political incorrectness.
I mean, it really does. It just gets worse and worse, to be honest, all this woke stuff, and it drives me mad seeing it on the telly.
Well, the thing is, Chris, you have known all these people in the media, including dear old Tom Edwards and all that. Do you ever get a feeling that a lot of what's said on the news isn't actually, like, really true? There might be bits of truth in it here and there, but a lot of it's made up shit.
I speak to people over the years, and some of them are on the telly and this, that and the other, and half of them don't believe what they're actually saying. They're just told to say it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give you names or anything like that. You might get a phone call and I'll say, oh, hello. Oh, don't believe that, Chris. I was just told to say that. And that's all. That's all, really.
Yes.
But it's just how it is now. My answer is, if you don't like something, just switch it off. Don't complain. Don't bother about sending a little tweet. I mean, you only got to look at Twitter, all the people with their opinions on Twitter, or even one of those Facebook groups. They're all experts, aren't they? And they're all judges. Have you noticed that on like Facebook groups and like judges? And you see something like, oh, does anyone know where I can get a builder from? And someone will reply, not allowed to have a builder in the house at the moment because of lockdown. If you do, you're breaking the law. Well, but that wasn't the question. The question was, can I get a builder? And they're full of it. They're full of it. They're these sad little individuals sitting at home. They have no personality, no character. All they want to do is be sitting behind a computer or watching a telly, criticising everything else that goes on. That's all they do. And I sit here and I criticise them. It's the circle of life. In the circle of life, it's a new beginning. Join in if you want to, Danny. Can you sing, Lovey?
Well, depends on the song.
Three Blind
I can do
Mice.
the Cockney classics.
Go on, into a song.
And as in, the other one, we had to move away because the rent we couldn't pay. A moving van came round just after dark. And it was me and my old man, and my old father, and all that sort of thing.
That's very good. Well, you need a piano behind you there. Perhaps we could be a double act, Danny. You and me were the new Chaz and
just
Dave.
Like Rachel said the other day, yes.
We could be the new Chaz and Dave, me and you, couldn't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got the Joanna, so. That's all right.
Funnily enough, I want to move my piano to another wall. It's time to move the living room around. Do you ever do that much?
Well, with the huge model railways tables in the way, it's...
I've just been sent a little photo from Chris Woodhouse. Here I go, look. If you think...
My non-existent brother, yeah.
Yeah, if you think 2020 was rough on you, look at Gemma Collins. People can see that. Sorry, you can't see that.
Well, wait for the delay. Let's have a look at her.
I didn't think it was even possible. Don't forget that's running 20 seconds behind from your call. Mike in Brighton has just done a search of Keith Chegwin naked. That's probably not a nice thing to see. Good evening to Sherry DMP. Good evening, Sherry. She's got her own little YouTube channel as well there. All right, Sherry DMP. All right, Danny. Well, thanks for talking tonight. Thanks for the phone call.
Hang on, I haven't seen the Gemma Collins yet.
Oh, well, it'd take about 20 seconds to get to you on the phone. We run about 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, I've got the sick bucket waiting, so it should be all right.
Have you seen it yet?
No, hang on. It should. I'm
sorry. Hang on a minute, Danny. No, you're becoming boring now, so you're going to have to go.
I was waiting for the photo. Oh, here, there it is.
Got it? Yes. Danny, I've paid Gemma Collins a certain amount of money. She's waiting for you in your bedroom now. Goodbye, bitch. Oh, just imagine that. A lad's birthday and Gemma Collins turns up to do the stripogram. Oh, God's sake, man. Awful. Whatever. I've got something else to show you today, which is rather wonderful. Fran Green sent these in, and I was astonished at how good these are. If you've got someone's, perhaps for next Christmas, I don't know, present for Christmas or something like that, Fran has sent these two in from Amazon, and they are puzzles. If you're into trains, and Danny, you'll be interested in this, check that out. Look at that. That is a 3D model puzzle. Isn't that fantastic? I think that's amazing, that is. 3D model puzzle, and they're not that dear. There's that one, which is £19.21 at the moment on Amazon. Okay, they do another one, which I don't know which one I like better, actually. That's a mallard, isn't it? A mallard, or the Flying Scotsman. That's the one that used to go up to Scotland, isn't it? Which one do you like better? I don't know. I like them equally as much. That's a mallard there. That one's slightly cheaper at £17.93. And they're puzzles. It says on the Amazon website, perfect gift for train or model enthusiasts. You push fit, there's no tools, you don't need to glue it or anything like that. It's cardboard, 155 pieces that. Offers an enjoyable and challenging modelling experience. Includes the display plinth and fact sheet. All right? It says recommended age is 8 years and up. Isn't that beautiful? And if you're not into trains, they do another one as well. Hang on a minute, where is it now? They do a Big Ben. Check that out. Look at that. Big Ben. That one, £19.99. And it's got a little light that goes at the top. 8 years and up. It says, utilising the latest 3D puzzle technology, you can create this stunning 3D model of London's Big Ben edition with stunning LED lighting effects. No glue required. And it just kind of clicks together, really. And it's got a little light at the top. Sadly, no bell. Perhaps you can invite someone to come round and ring a bell. I've actually got a school bell somewhere. I know where it is. It's downstairs in my kitchen. I've got a school bell downstairs. Do you remember the school bell at playtime? Our secondary school, London Oratory. What do we have there? Oh, we had whistles. They had a whistle there. All these whistles used to go. We all go and line up. Very strict school. Thanks so much to Fran for sending in those two items there. Hot chocolate. Do you like hot chocolate? Don't know what you think about this. Now, my nephew's wife, Stacey, makes the most delicious hot chocolate. I cannot tell you how good it is. That being said, you can only have one mug. That one mug, 2 mugs, too much. Can't carry on. 1 mug is enough. It is beautiful. She makes it out of actual bars of Cadbury's milk chocolate. I think she puts chocolate powder in cream. 85,000 million calories per cup. You drink it, you have a sip of it, and immediately you put weight on. Immediately. There's no time limit, right? But someone in the Daily Mirror reports a McDonald's fan claims to have come up with a way to get free hot chocolate. Now, I didn't even know McDonald's did hot chocolate. Or maybe it doesn't. It says in the Daily Mirror, TikTok users have been sharing tips and tricks for all sorts of things of late, from how to find bargains in your favourite shops to how to get free food at popular restaurants. One user, named Kyle, recently claimed they'd come up with a hack for getting a free hot chocolate at McDonald's, and it's very simple. So what do you think about this? Now, for me, hot chocolate, I've tried it myself. not recently, and maybe I've tried the wrong ones. Maybe if I got the Cadbury's chocolate powder, it would be okay, but I've tried it before and it's not worked. I can't remember whether I used water or milk. I think you're supposed to use milk. But it says in the Daily Mirror, his advice proved pretty controversial, with some people branding his method gross. So what do you think about this? Amy Clark texts in, options hot chocolate is so good and it's only 40 calories per mug. So good for all the people on diets as well. There you are, options it's called. Now, do you make that with water or milk, Amy? And could I use soya milk? I don't have normal milk, I have a soya milk. He lives in New York, this bloke. First shared his video a year ago and it proved so popular, he's since reposted it to share with more viewers. In the clip, he explains that all you have to do to get the free drink at McDonald's is to ask for a cup of hot water with your meal. As well as the hot water, you then have to request a sachet or two of chocolate sauce. I'm not sure that that's doing it for me. Let's just take a call, finishing 09. Hello, who's on the line, please?
It is young Stephen Petty from Lincoln.
It's Stephen Petty, baby. Hi, Stephen.
Are you all right?
In Lincoln. How far are you from the Catholic Church, the which is kind of overshadowed by the cathedral? Is it Saint... what's the name of it?
About a 15-minute walk, Lincoln Cathedral.
Yeah,
That's what I call it.
There's Lincoln Cathedral, which is on the hill.
That's right.
In the shadow of it is a large Catholic church.
There is, yes.
What's it called? Hang on, I'll look it up.
Do you know what? I've lived here since 2006.
I mention it because obviously not last year, but the 2 years, St. Hugh's. That's it, St. Hugh's. St. Hugh's, a beautiful old building. It's really beautiful
There's
church.
quite a few in Lincoln.
Yeah, St. Hugh's is the one that's in the shadow of the cathedral. And I just mentioned that because you're in Lincoln, and I went for the last 2 midnight masses there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and they kind of got their own car park, and you know what it's like parking in Lincoln. But if you're caught sort of in the club, you can just go and use that car park. Fabulous,
That's right,
isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm not far from your caravan, actually.
Oh, you're not? Where are you today?
Well, I live in the very, very centre of Lincoln.
Okay.
So, what's that? Probably half an hour, if that, from your caravan. Because I used to, there's not car boot sale right round the corner. I think I mentioned it a couple of times. But we used to sort of, go past it within sort of 5 minutes radius of, your caravan. So, always had that thought of popping in for a cup of tea.
What is the name of the area you're in there?
I can't. I don't know what it's called. The car boot there. It's nearest towards Boston, but we go past that way obviously because we're coming from Lincoln.
Okay, because they have a
bit of bonding time. So
they have a market in Boston. Is it in Boston?
Yeah,
I think my nephew took me there, and you get all sorts of stuff there.
Yeah,
you pick up a nice second-hand bike for like 20 quid.
Yeah, I could put it in the back of my lorry.
Yeah, loads of stuff there. Anyway, what are you calling in about, Stephen?
Oh, the ice skating.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, I've only done it once when we first moved over here because they had the Christmas ice skating rink in Lincoln. Right. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, well, talking to the people that I've talked to tonight, it's been revealed to me that a lot of places throughout the country seem to have these pop-up ice. I didn't realise how many of them there were. Actually, when I think about it, we did have one not far from here in Reading for a few Christmases. So it's shone a light on the fact that these little Christmas ice rinks seem to pop up all across the country around Christmas time.
I don't think ours has been here for the past 2 years now, obviously, because Lincoln has got quite a big Christmas market. Obviously, it didn't go happen this year, unfortunately. So that was a shame.
My sister likes shopping there. She goes into Debenhams. Did that close or not, Debenhams?
No, that's still open. Obviously, it's shut now.
Yeah.
But I like going into Debenhams there in Lincoln. But shame another big apartment building in Lincoln gone as well.
That's right. And outside the front of Debenhams, am I in the right place? They've got like stalls what sell loose sweets and things like that. Am I right there or not?
Yes, I think you're looking. That is more in the high street of Lincoln.
Right.
So near the Stone Bow, I don't know if you know where that is.
Loads of loose sweets and all that.
That's
and
right,
we went for a Toby Carvery there as well, which was quite near the river.
That's right, yeah. It's just at the opposite Debenhams there.
Very nice as well it was, yeah. Very nice as well. God, it's a nice place, Lincoln, though. It's a lovely area there. It really is a lovely area.
But I think, like everywhere, I think the university's overtaken big time now. I know that they're just opening a new science building. And I think they're helping out with the coronavirus testing as well there.
Are they? Yeah. Well, that's where it all comes from, isn't it? All those drugs and all that tend to come from universities. Very clever people. I could only ever dream of being as clever as that one day, Stephen.
Yeah, that's why I'm just a lorry driver, you see. I'm just another driving attendant.
What do you drive?
Oh, lorry-wise, at the moment, I've been driving a MAN.
A what?
A MAN.
What, M-A-N-N is it called?
M-A-N, yeah.
Oh, right, go on.
M-A-N. Yeah, and then...
what is that?
Sorry?
Tell us what it is.
Oh, big Arctic, I've just been carrying, basically, lorry tyres at the moment to and from Bristol. So I've been picking the lorry up in Grantham. Obviously, that's not too far from Lincoln. So I've been doing night trunking, all last week, pretty much, down to Bristol.
How big is your lorry?
Oh, feet-wise, I don't know. It's as near enough as long as a bendy bus. Then,
is
you
it
can get
massive?
the Nottingham and that.
How many wheels?
So with the lorry and trailer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6? Okay, I get some sort of idea of that, yeah. Have you ever driven those great big long ones with, like, some of the wheels are like, they've got double, I don't know why have they got double wheels. Some of them have got 2 wheels. Like, where you'd have one.
Yeah, mine's like that, yeah.
Why have they got...
Well, it's just purely to the weight.
Oh, right, okay, just to spread the weight out a little bit more, is it?
That's right, yeah.
That must be difficult, changing the tyre that's not on the outside, if you see what I mean.
Oh, yeah, so the inner tyre, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I have watched the tyre man do that, but, it's very exciting to watch a tyre man change a tyre.
The biggest tyre I ever changed, I don't know if you heard the story about I had Land Rovers for a while.
Yeah.
And it was Christmas Eve. No, it wasn't Christmas Eve. It was Christmas night. I'd finished DJing at my mate's pub. I was coming up to stay at my sister's. This is going back about 18 years here. I've got almost I'm in Lincolnshire now, and I've come round this corner between 2 fields a little bit too fast, right? Some idiot has decided to put like a curb around the corner of the field. I've hit it with my Land Rover on the front tyre, and down I went. I thought, oh no. It was pouring down with rain, pitch black, no mobile phone signal. Mobile phone signals in those days, it was very patchy at the beginning there, and I had to change the tyres, no way out of it, and I had to literally sit on the field with my bum on the field. I got soaking wet, and I don't know, have you ever, these wheels are so big. Anyway,
managed they're heavy as well.
Yeah, they are very heavy. Managed to get the nuts off, no problem at all, really. With a little bit of force.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling this thing off. Oh, that's coming off easily. Pull, peel. And as it's come off that last, is it not nut? The thread thing. What's that called?
That's right.
What is that? That's the nut, and that's the other thing. What's that? The thing that sticks out.
That's right, yeah, the thread's coming out.
The thread. Took it off there. As it come off the last thing, I thought, my God, and it dropped to the floor. How heavy is this? So I got the other one, which was, of course, on the back door. I brought it round, and it was really difficult getting it up into place. And what I had to do was sit back on the floor and literally, because it was so heavy, I literally had to balance it on my feet and with my legs and my arms push the whole thing up, and I managed to get it on sort of third time. Done the nuts up and off I went, but I wasn't that was my own fault for coming round the corner too fast in the middle of the night. Why would you put a curb?
I'll be changing them on a lorry, so we'll have to give you a call if that ever happens.
But why put a curb on the corner of a field? That's done purposely to upset people like me.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to change do you change your own tyres, or does a bloke come out and do that?
Yeah, I think with the lorry, I mean, I've had a go myself when the lorry, the tyre man's been round. I said, oh, well, hang on, I'll have a go. Yeah. And, he's just stood there watching you, laughing at you. because you're breaking your back
while you're trying to do it yourself.
That's right, yeah. But the process of it is, just like, changing your bike tyre.
Yeah. It's a good job, though, is it? Do you enjoy your job?
I do. I never wanted to be a lorry driver. I always wanted to be a mechanic.
Right.
And then, obviously, as things change and whatnot, and then sort of I had my lorry licence for, a couple of years now, and I was in engineering doing a fairly good job in Lincoln.
Right.
And obviously with the coronavirus, because it was aerospace, everything went downhill and I got made redundant from there.
So how did you get into did you have to take a course or something?
For the engineering?
For the lorry driving?
Yeah, well, that was just like when I first did obviously it comes out in sectors, so when I did the smaller lorry,
right.
I did that purely as like another driving test.
Right.
And then pretty much went on to some work, and then obviously when I got made redundant from the engineering, I thought, well, I've got my licence to sort of fall back on, and I thought, well, I'll just pay a bit more, and I'm on the big boys now.
Right.
That's
but
great. It's a shame how many people have been sort of hit with this coronavirus.
Yes.
With a lot of problems.
Have you had it yourself, or?
No, I haven't actually. No,
Right.
I don't know anyone.
Okay.
Sort of who's had it, but no, I've been quite lucky, especially obviously with me being, sort of going all over the place,
Yes.
stopping in services, and you have to be really careful. But I've been
Yeah.
very lucky, obviously, travelling up and down the UK.
Yeah, I'm incredibly careful. Incredibly careful. I've had a sore throat, but it's been here for a few weeks now. It's I've had it before, and on 2 occasions before. It just comes and it's there for a long time, and I hope the same thing happens and it'll just go again, right? But the last couple of times was a few years ago now. I've had a camera go down my throat. Now, the way they do that, it actually goes up your nose. And it's not painful, but it's blooming uncomfortable. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And they spray this thing at the back of your throat. And I think, to be honest, worse than the camera up your nose. You feel it go up and then down the back of your throat.
Oh.
Worse than that. They spray this stuff in the back of your throat so that you don't go, bleh, so that you don't gag, right? And the entire operation is over in a few minutes, to be honest, right? Then they take the cat, and it's lovely when that thing comes out your nose. Oh, it's lovely, that is. But the back of your throat is now numb, and it feels like you're not swallowing, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Now, the way around that is to very, very carefully get some water and take a tiny little sip of it. Really tiny. You have to be very careful because it can go down the wrong hole and you don't know about it.
Oh, right.
That can be a little bit dangerous, and you start coughing your guts up. You just take a little sip of water, right? And that will wash the anaesthetic down. So a couple of sips of that and it's gone, and then you're back to normal again. But it's not an experience that is painful. It's just horrible, and I don't really want to have that done again, you know?
Yeah.
One of those things, really. Anyway, lovely to talk to us, Stephen. Real pleasure to talk to you, sir.
Yes, and you too. Well, stay safe and have a nice evening.
You too as well, Stephen. Take care now.
All right, cheers, Chris. Bye.
Bye now. Bye. There we are. Stephen Petty calling in from Lincoln there, boys and girls. All right, we're going to close those phone lines now because we're moving on with time. Thanks ever so much for all your phone calls. Always a couple of missed calls there as well, which may have come in while someone else was chatting away, though. Thank you very much for all your phone calls tonight. Mick Davenport says, oh, I missed that. Could you ask Stephen why lorry drivers hog the middle lanes on motorways? Why is that, Stephen? Can you text in your reply there to Mick Davenport there? Amy Clark, on the subject of hot chocolate, she uses water and it tastes lovely. You don't need milk, but I suppose you can add it if you want to. So thanks for that, Amy. Hello to Peter Club Wright tonight. Peter is apologising for being late. He's been busy working something out, but I have been listening. Thank you very much, Peter. All right, thank you for your text there. Let's have a look there. Where were we with this story? Let me find the story again. The McDonald's thing, yes. So this bloke, he goes to McDonald's, he orders some hot water and a couple of sachets of chocolate sauce and mixes it all together. Sounds vile to me. That does not sound nice to me at all. But anyway, this bloke called Kyle claims his trick worked so well and tasted so good, but not everyone was convinced. One person was not happy about him using hot water instead of milk. Amy says she does indeed use hot water there. She said, hot chocolate with a base of water is my issue. So how do you do yours? Hot milk, hot water? How do you do yours? Anything like that? Anyway, that's the McDonald story. Do you fancy having a boy band round to your house? Have dinner with them? Who do you fancy? JLS. No Direction? Or unerect, what are they called? Unerection, something like that, aren't they? You know, little Harry Styles, Liam Payne, he can come round on his own anytime, my darling. Be very happy with that. An answer for Mick Davenport. Stephen says, I hog the middle lane if you're overtaking another truck just because you might be going 1 mile an hour faster than the other truck. Over 200 miles, it makes a big difference. There you go, Stephen, all right? I must say, Stephen, that is quite annoying. You know, when you're on a dual carriageway and one lorry decides to overtake the other one, and the one you're overtaking doesn't slow down at all, and you're there stuck behind this thing on the other lane for miles. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, who do you fancy having a dinner with? JLS? Have we got a boy band at the moment? I don't think there is one at the moment in the charts. Is there a boy band at the moment? Or one of the older ones, you know, NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, I beg your pardon, Backstreet Boys. What about them? Want dinner with them? 5. If you're going down, baby. Them? 5. Oh, do you know, I think I'll play that tomorrow. Let's play that tomorrow. 5. Just make a note of that. One moment, please. I've just been writing some music down. If you didn't know already, I do a little radio show, boys and girls. That's on every morning, 9 till 11. Sorry, 9 to 10. An hour of music and chat. Reachonair.com. You can listen on a smart speaker. All you've got to do, if you've got a Google Mini or Our Lady on the Apple, Miss Siri herself, all you've got to do is say play Reach on Air. Hey Siri, play Reach on Air, and she'll play it for you. Okay? Google Mini speaker, very similar. Play Reach on Air. If you've got an Amazon device, then you need to enable the skill Reach on Air first. And then close the app. And then all you have to say is your Amazon device, whatever you say, Amazon, play Reach on Air. And it'll play for you. All right, there's my email address, just in case you forgot when sending an email. Anyway, in the Daily Mail, television presenter and farmer JB Gill is one of JLS. JB is a farmer now. Gave it all up to be a farmer. Do you know, I think I would have liked to have done a job like that. Hard work, farmers. Blimmin' hard work they work. They do. JB Gill says the best money decision he ever made was investing in property. Now, my Nanny Ryan, she was a staunch Irish Catholic. Every day in church at St. Joseph's in Roehampton, where I play the organ, or I will do again when it's open again. She told me that if you've got any money, invest it in property. And when my father died in 1996, obviously my mother took on his estate. When you say estate, it doesn't necessarily mean you've got loads of houses. In fact, one, you know. And then when my mother died in 2000, with half of the money that she left me, half to me and half my sister, with my half I invested into property, which is exactly what my Nanny Ryan told me to do. And this bloke from JLS says the same thing. He's 34. He used to earn big money being a member of the boy band JLS. Doing that voiceover thing now, right? He now lives in a £1.7 million farmhouse with his wife Chloe and children Ace, 6, and 2-year-old Chira, and runs a successful turkey farm business. He presents BBC's Songs of Praise sometimes. And he said if he was made Chancellor of the Exchequer, the first thing he would do is pray. I bet old Rich is playing a lot at the moment. I don't know, is he one of the other religions? I don't know what religion he is. Whatever his God is, I'm sure he's praying to them at the moment. Can we have some more money, please? But you can pay some of these people, these bands, to come out and have dinner with you. Did you know that? I didn't know that. It doesn't say how much he earned there. The weird thing is that thing there, and he says, when I was in JLS, a rich man paid us to have dinner with his daughters. Boy band star turned farmer JB Gill reveals all in Me and My Money. Now, it doesn't say how much they paid. I did have a look. He said the most expensive thing he ever bought was a £43,000 E-Class Mercedes. It was the first car I ever bought and I purchased it outright. Isn't that great? And then he goes on to say how he invested in property. It doesn't actually say how much they paid to have a boy band come round and eat with you. It's got to be in the sort of tens of thousands, is it? So, you know, if you love your child that much, any of you with little girls and that, you know, I'm sure they're into boy bands, probably still No Direction. I don't know. Something like that, maybe. Who would you have round? Anyone? I don't mind. Like I said right at the beginning of the show, beggars can't be choosers. George Bond used to do ice skating as well. Did you, George? Did you enjoy that? We're going to do one more story then, gang. We didn't do all the stories today, but that's okay. And this is the story of two-way mirrors. Any of you rent a property at all? Have you got a two-way mirror there by any chance? Perhaps you should start checking. Actually, we'll do two more stories. In the Daily Mirror, again. When moving into a new place, you never quite know if you're going to be left with any strange surprises from the previous tenants. We recently saw how one woman moved into a new home only to find the last owner had left part of a human heart in the kitchen. Imagine that. Moving into a place and there's a heart somewhere. Oof. Another new homeowner has made a rather bizarre discovery in her bathroom. This lady and her family recently moved into a new property in Arizona in the States and were aware it had been a bit of a unique house. However, despite its history, they still weren't expecting to find a two-way mirror and cameras hidden in the walls. That's very strange and mysterious. Someone is watching you. Evil. So if you're going to move into somewhere, the family became suspicious when they noticed that the entire mirror was attached to the wall. So they decided to investigate. Annabelle was so intrigued, this lady who moved in, by the whole thing that she filmed the process of them removing it and shared the results on TikTok. She captioned the video saying, "I'm a little scared." In the video, the family can be seen cutting into the wall where they found some odd cupboards, as well as the two-way mirror and some wires which they believed were used as cameras. Some of you know I am a landlord. I just want to point out there are none of these two-way camera mirrors in any of the houses. It's too obvious. What I have is installed in the little clocks that I've installed in the bedrooms. In the video, she continues, "We were right. It's got a two-way mirror. We messed up the mirror, but oh well. Gosh." The clip went viral, being watched by more than 2 million times. Hundreds of people commented with questions, so Annabelle ended up doing a follow-up video to share more about the information about her find. Have you ever found anything strange when you've moved into a place? Not so much about places you buy, I suppose. But certainly rental properties, you know. Rental properties. I think you should, if you ever move into a rental property, have a good look round first. You know, before you start taking off your clothes to get into bed or something like that. All right. Fran Green would like to have dinner with Boyzone. She's a big fan of Ronan Keating. What's that song now? Father and Son. That's a nice song, isn't it? Father and Son. Ask me for some Boyzone tomorrow morning, Fran, and I'll play you some Boyzone. Let's write that down for you. Don't bother asking. I'll write it down now. You won't need to ask then. Okay. What's a Fast Boy Zone song? Can you suggest a Fast Boy Zone song, and I'll play you one tomorrow morning when I do my chat show, my music and chat show. It's on tomorrow, 9 till 10. Okay. And finally on the show today, girls, I want you to look at that old man sitting next to you. Looking a bit haggard, is he? Don't look like me, does he? He's probably 10, 15 years older than me, but don't look like this. Am I right? Am I right? Come on, girls, be honest. Well, might be time to move in for a new model. And this old bag has managed to do that. But who with is the question? In the Daily Star. An influencer. These are those people that go on the internet, dear. They're classed as influencers. They're supposed to influence you to buy things. Like people who put up shaving videos and things like that. I did a shaving video. I don't know if you've seen that. It's on the YouTube channel. You'll find it on there. A shaving video. I've got some of these Harry's razors, which I used tonight. Look at that. Look at that shave. Look at that. Harry's razors. Fantastic. 5 little blades in that thing. So much better than that thing I got from Lidl. Oh, Christ. Like putting sandpaper across your face. An influencer, she traded in her husband for her 21-year-old stepson. That's what you got to do, girls. So, when you meet up with someone, and you're a bit older, and that person you're with is a bit older, what you got to do is go and meet the family. What do you reckon on his son then? And then dump the husband and move in with his son. That's what this old bag's done. It's outrageous. An influencer, she traded in her husband for her 21-year-old stepson, has admitted she went under the knife to make him fancy her more. Perhaps I should do something like that. A little bit done to my bum, and my chest is a little bit big at the moment. Look, it's a bit wobbly, look. I'm not going to take my top off, but it is a bit wobbly. Katie Price has got nothing on these, darlings. This is all natural. This lady, she's 35. She's from Russia. Has known her boyfriend since he was 7 years old. For Christ's sake, woman. Despite having been married to his dad, she says Vladimir, that's the boy, is the most charming, blue-eyed boy in the world. I'll get a picture of him. To be honest, they don't look unusual. I mean, she's 35, he's 21. That's okay, isn't it? 35 and 21. Her ex, with whom she adopted 5 children, fumed she had seduced his son. I mean, I wouldn't be happy, would I? Here we go. Let's have a look. I mean, they don't look... Hang on a minute. Where's the photo? Let me take a photo of this for you. Yeah, okay, she does look a bit older. But you know what? That don't look too bad at all. It don't look like he's a little boy, does it? He looks like a man. Do you know what I mean? If he was sort of under... If he was like 19, I'd think, oh, no, maybe not. Apparently he'd not had a girlfriend before. Oh, that old one. You see, get them while they're young. They've never had anyone before. If you're the first one, that's it. You can do what you like. It's true. The ex-husband said, I would have forgiven her cheating if it wasn't my son. I bet you would, mate. Dear me. So that's what you got to do, girls. If you've had enough of that old thing sitting there in the corner, you need to get a bit of work done, girl. Get yourself a little bit of work done. That's it. Go on. Need a little bit of work done. Book yourselves in immediately. Life is a roller coaster. That's a good one. Thank you, Fran. Let's write that down for tomorrow morning. Life is a roller coaster. Mike's sending in a text. Thanks for another wonderful show tonight. Thank you, Mike. Shania McFly. Okay, we'll do McFly. Can I do... Obviously. I'll do Obviously by McFly. Is that one all right? That's for tomorrow morning's show, okay? 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Hope you can join me, gang. It's a little bit like the chat show. Obviously not as much talking. And it's very light-hearted. Very up-tempo, okay? I try and make you happy in the morning in this sad, lonely, pathetic lives that we all lead on this planet. All right, well, we didn't get quite down the full list of things in the menu, but it is 10:05, and it's almost time for me to go. I don't want to make you jealous at all. It's almost time, gang, for me to go down to my fridge and get out my treacle sponge pudding and ambrosia dairy cream custard. I'll let you know how it is tomorrow morning. Thanks ever so much for joining us on Monday night show. Our next chat show is Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on this channel, okay? Next chat show, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Thanks to those of you that sent in tips this evening. It's very kind of you. Mark Bowles, Michael Lawrence, Gary Ross and Stephen Petty all sending in little donations there. Thank you very, very much for sending in those tips. And you've got your free raffle tickets. Don't forget the raffle for the Echo Dot. That will be Saturday morning sometime after 10 o'clock. So I'll see you again for another chat show on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. If you're around tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, join me at reachonair.com for our daily hour of music and fun. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Cheerio now.